Hunting season is in full swing, and that means hunters are heading out to track that big game.
In This Week in Fish and Wildlife, we share some reminders for those hunting near private land.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife, sponsored by your local Montana Toyota dealers.
Thursday morning time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. We're at Region 3 headquarters. Joining us this morning, Captain Adam Pankratz. Adam, it's that time of year. Folks are out in the field. We need to be thinking about that most important partnership we have. It's with those private landowners. There are some things hunters need to keep in mind as they head out there this season.
Yeah, so Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, we partner with our private landowners. Access is very important. So is that opportunity for our citizens to get out and chase big game. You know, archery season just started this weekend. Big game general season starts next month. And as hunters go out there to pursue the animals that we all love, they need to keep some things in mind, and one is respect private land ownership. You know, a lot of the animals that we chase, their habitat exists on private land, and it's really important that they get permission before they hunt private land and respect those boundaries between public and private land.
There was another aspect of this that you wanted to talk about, is that's all the land. It's fenced, it's land, there's no cutting across pieces of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's, you know, corner crossing is something that comes up this time of year. There is parcels of land that is kind of landlocked in between private land at times, and it can be frustrating as a citizen to be able to access that, not be able to access that land. Corner crossing in Montana is illegal. Trespassing on private property is illegal. When you cross a corner between private and public, you end up trespassing. The trespass is minimal, but it's still trespassing. Montana law requires that hunters get permission to hunt or access private property, and so if you're going to corner cross between two public parcels, you know, that borders private, you need to get permission from that landowner to cut across that corner. So.
The other thing you were talking to me about I thought was really interesting is stream access. It's a little different for fishing than it is for hunting.
Yeah, you know, our stream access laws here are just unbelievable. We have great access to our rivers. We get to enjoy them regardless of who owns the property along the boundary, and it's better than any state I've ever been into. So it's something we want to protect for the future, and we don't want to ruin for future generations. And one thing that we do run into is big game hunters sometimes will use stream access to gain access to landlocked parcels. Now you're allowed to use a boat to gain access to like a state section or piece of forest that you can only get to by boat in order to hunt, but you can't hunt along the stream bed along private property. Stream access law pertains only to water-based activities. So that would be boating, fishing, duck hunting. It does not pertain to mushroom picking, dog walking, or big game hunting. So you can't like float the Gallatin River or the Jefferson River and then hunt whitetail along the riparian area of the river. You would have to get permission in order to do that. Nor can you walk up a stream bed with a bow in your hand in order to access a piece of forest or state land that's on, you know, through private.
Perfect. Again, Captain Adam Pankratz joining us this morning, and that's This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife was brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.